Hello folks, this is Sam here from Credio Studio, and I'm gonna show you guys what is the difference between the three demos or the pre-built directory demos that are included in Listing Pro. There will be more that will come in the future, but right now there are three that are basically classic, Places Pro, and Restaurant Pro, and we'll look each of them in a bit. I just want to show you this is basically the setup wizard, which will allow you to select one of the demos, and then you can just use this easy setup wizard to set up that particular niche demo, and then you can further customize it, change the styles based on your need. But once the setup is done, you can't just, there's not an option to just click a one-click option to change from Places Pro to Classic, but you can definitely reset and rerun this pre-built demo styles, and then you can have those particular demos styles. And also you will have option in the theme, in the WordPress backend, to change different styles and test it. Let's go ahead and check the different styles, or the demos rather. So the first one is Classic. Classic is the first demo that was included from day one, when we launched in April 2017, and this is more of a multi-purpose demo. It wasn't specific to any particular industry. It was designed in a way that it can be used for any industry, whether it's hotels, restaurants, shopping, you name it. So it was very sort of multi-purpose in its design and concept. This is actually the most popular um, design, I would say, because it has been around more than any of the other demos. So we can definitely look at the inner pages. So you can look at these grids. These are more of rounded corner grids, if you notice, where you'll see the other styles with the other grids later on that were introduced in different demos. Could be more like solid grids, or like solid corners, squared corners rather, and so on. So this is and you can see the filter, how the filter is here on the top, and these are different buttons, and this has category and all that stuff right here on the top. And then we can also quickly check out the inner page. What I mean is the listing details page. So this is again the classic design that you're looking at, which also had, when we launched, it also had what you call the emotion based or emoji icon rating system, which I really like, and other cool features like these interactive comments and so on. Of course, the timings and whatnot. So other than that, this is pretty straightforward. Let's go check out the Places Pro. Places Pro was our second demo that actually was released almost after an year of our launch, I would say. So we were focused on just making sure Classic is it's in its best shape and form, and all the core features are there. So, and this Places Pro was designed to basically build a tour and travel sort of directory, something similar to what is the Travelocity, or rather TripAdvisor, I'm sorry, TripAdvisor sort of directory and of course we can look at the inner pages. So we will definitely compare some of these things, like the filter you will find is quite similar, but the home page you will notice is different, and maybe even the detail page is different. So if you see, this one has tabs in it, and some of these information is displayed in a different way. Let's go to the last but not the least, Restaurant Pro. So Restaurant Pro was actually a major, it was part of major release. It was part of our 2.0 release, and it actually included a lot of new features. Restaurant Pro is not just a demo, it's more of an end-to-end restaurant solution, a directory solution rather. So it has sort of very specific features that were designed for a restaurant directory, but it can definitely be used, and we have seen a lot of people using some of these features for different industries as well. But if you see some of these widgets that were created for WP Bakery are very specific, or were introduced as part of this demo, and you'll see the style for the search is different and so on. I'm just going to quickly browse through this and give you a quick comparison. Like, these are more squared corner designs compared to the rounded corner designs in the other one, and then the search filter is different in this and so on. Let's go back. Let's go in and look at the detailed page. This also later on, so this is a menu. Let me see if I can find a better menu in a bit. Meanwhile, there were other features that were introduced as part of this, and various different styles. So let's go back to the home page of each of them, and we will just do a quick sort of comparison between these three. So if you look at this search, it has rounded corner and what, where, and then we have this whole section. We have big bold buttons here and the search option and whatnot. So if you go to PlacesPro, where the whole search area has been moved towards the bottom of the first fold, for a lot of screens, the end of the search will be the first fold. I'm looking right now. I'm viewing this on a 5K IMAX screen, so that's why it might be a little different. But yeah, so the search, and you might notice things are a bit stretched. So this is like not a very popular screen size, to be honest. So things will probably look a little bit off sometimes, like there is a gap in search here between the fields. So this is because it hasn't been probably tested a lot on these unusual sized screens. And anyways, and then you'll see these big categories on the home page. This is a WP Bakery widget, where if you compare that with this sort of I think it's abstract sort of category. And before I move forward, I want to show you the difference between Restaurant Pro and the classic search, right, as well. So these are big bold boxes here, whereas on Restaurant Pro we have simple sort of text right below the search bar. It's more sort of neat and minimalistic sort of design for Restaurant Pro, whereas on PlacesPro you don't have those boxes or any of that below search. So that's one of the main difference on the home page. And of course then different category styles or location styles. So this is, like I showed you, abstract, and these are sort of grids, vertical, like longer in height. They're not square, whereas here you'll see locations in smaller square boxes. So that's some different things that are available for the homepage design. And then of course the grid, the actual listing grid styles. If you see, these are rounded corners. If I jump to PlacesPro, these are similar, but the height of the images are much longer on this. And then if I um, compare that with the Restaurant Pro, these are much square corner, um, and there's actually a lot of different features or styling that is very unique, that was introduced in listing what you call Restaurant Pro. And of course you can scroll down and there were other elements like like these activities that shows different comments and stuff that is part of Restaurant Pro that wasn't introduced um, earlier. What you can definitely mix and match any of these stylings based on your preferences, so it doesn't have to just be limited to a particular demo. You can pick a grid style from what you call PlacesPro and used on a demo that you created using Classic. For example, when you are using the pre-built demo style in the setup wizard, when you select one of these, you're not just limited to that particular one. You will have option to go in and definitely change things around based on your preferences under theme options. You know, you can definitely change the header styles, which is the navigation, basically the banner. You want to show a map, or you want to change how the category icons are showing up and whatnot. And there are of course listing styles and so on. So let's go to the search grid option, search result page, actually the archive page, and see the difference. So you won't find much difference when it comes to Classic and PlacesPro, but when I go to actually let me switch to the list style. So of course you have the list and the grid style. So when I switch to the Restaurant Pro, you will see there's a huge difference how this filter works, or not works, looks rather. You see there are all these different buttons for near me, prices, uh, open now, and so on, and then the category option, where it's quite different how it's designed for Restaurant Pro. The category and the location is up here in the box, and only few options are available. And then there is of course the advanced filter that you can have different groups basically, and then also you can sort based on different options here, and even near me is part of the sort option, whereas if you look at the PlacesPro and so on, it's a bit different here. So you can of course switch between different styles, and then you can see there is option for call, show map, and view, and so on. And even if you click on menu, it will take you right to the menu. So next we'll look at the grid option as well, I mean the listing details page. So if I go to the listing detail page on Classic compared to pricing plan, and let's say, actually let me go back to this guy right here. I'm looking for the one with good menu option. I know one of these guys have it. Menu, this one, alrighty. Alright, maybe this guy. Okay, perfect. So we'll come back to this in a bit. So I just want to show you, so this is of course the classic. We have this gallery here, and then map and description option to play video, description features. These are different features, FAQs, and reviews and rating. So yeah, so this of course there are different options for review and rating. Now we also have multi criteria rating, where we can display more of different topics under rating, or what you want user to rate this listing based on different criteria. So we should have that part of the demo. Hopefully I'll try to find that. So in this, if you see, everything is up out there. It's you can see that up front rather, whereas if you go on this PlacesPro, this was a new design where everything is under different tabs. So if somebody likes a style like this, they have an option to switch to this style. And of course, next is um, Restaurant Pro, which is quite different. The gallery, how the gallery shows on Restaurant Pro, uh, sort of compact version compared to Classic, which takes the entire um, edge to edge sort of space. And then the map uh, appears right next to the gallery, and so on. And of course, these buttons here, they work as an anchor. Some of them actually, some of them are buttons, and I think some of them are anchors. Yes, so if I click on C menu, it scrolls down, and then I have the menu that is broken down into like lunch, dinner, and so on. And then you can break it further down into like type. So there are types and groups. So starters, market, and blah blah blah. And of course, the multi rating that I was talking about earlier. You can show it based on different criteria: cleanliness, cuisine, service, and so on. And then you have this rating options here. So these were some of these new features that were introduced as part of Restaurant Pro, but definitely you can interchange no matter what design you pick. You can definitely change based on your need. Of course, there was a lot of other elements that was introduced with Restaurant Pro, like the pricing plan, because this was part of 2.0 release, and then there are a lot of different options for a pricing plan, and even the listing submission page um, is different. So I want to just go back and show you. If you look at this pricing plan, pretty boring, to be honest. This was the first pricing plan we had, whereas this one, you see, it's a bit exciting, or I don't know, a bit sexier than what we had previously. So let me go ahead and select any of these pricing plan, and you will see. So this was the first version. This is the first version of pricing listing submission. To be honest, this was of course, we put a lot of thought in it, but what was missing was a bit of structure, how elements were placed. So this was redesigned entirely and given much better flow and structure to it. And of course, we are trying to improve this even more, so hopefully there's more to it. And so in general, the difference, I wanna wrap this up by saying that is, no matter what design you pick, you can always go back to theme option, and you can pick and change the colors and typography and the header styles. And there's more when you do select the listing details. You can do a lot of stuff, or you can pick a lot of stuff from here, theme option. And some of the stuff that you see on homepage, that is coming from the WP bakery elements, and that you can change from here. You can pick list and grid view, and then you can pick different styles, and same for other elements like location and so on. So this will allow you to switch between various different styles that you see on different demos. Hope this gives you a brief idea what differences are between the classic and the Places Pro and the Restaurant Pro. But I suggest once you buy the theme, once you purchase the theme, or you're playing with the demo, um, if you spend a little time with it, you'll definitely uh, get the feel of it. And one thing I want to show you is just for search alone, we have a bunch of styles that might not be very obvious earlier. If you see, there are a bunch of styles just for search, and then how the categories are shown displayed. Some is transparent and so on. So there's quite a bit of options available for you to make your site very unique. uh, your site stands out. Okay guys, I think this is enough for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I would love to see you again, and I hope um, this video helped, and uh, enjoy Listing Pro, and I wish you best of luck. Thank you so much.